Hi legends, is Bitcoin about to fall off a cliff? Is the unexpected going to happen? Some analysts are looking at this structure over here. Do you guys remember before the previous bull run when we had the COVID dip yet to the downside, where they're just comparing the three peaks that we had, and then we had a massive dump to the downside before we had the explosive bull run to the upside? Will this time be different, where we also forming the three peaks where we could go down as low as $45,000 before we potentially see a massive explosion here to the upside? Let's go and analyze the price of Bitcoin together, and also remember, down in the video description, you will see under exchanges Bluffin, the first link. No KYC required. All you need is an email or a cell phone number and a password, and you also qualify for that insane 15% cash back on the money that you deposit into your derivatives account. Let's go and analyze the price of Bitcoin together. Looking at Bitcoin here on the daily time frame, I see a lot of analysts are also keeping an eye on this parallel channel. When you connect the two highs over there with this low and this deviation that we had here at the bottom, you can see how the midline has been respected from a support and resistance perspective. Okay, beautiful resistance, beautiful support over here. We lost the level, we retested it as resistance, we found a deviation below, and now we are currently retesting the mid channel again at the 50% mark. Will this level hold, and can we expect further continuation here to the upside? If we start closing candles below this level like we did over here, we could potentially see another deeper correction here to the downside, where maybe that $44,000 is not off the cards just as yet. So will Bitcoin lose this bullish structure here to the upside, and it will look like we're making a higher low, retesting the scene of the crime, losing the 50% fib level over here, and continue here to the downside, where we have a consolidation area at that $50,000 mark, and a little bit further down we have strong support here round about that $45,000 area, and we can go as low as $42,000 as well, right? Can we find support here if we do lose this bullish structure over here? During my live stream yesterday, I also discussed the possible Elliott wave scenarios if we do lose this bullish structure over here. So for momentum to continue here to the upside, legends, what you would like to see from this structure over here is, with this retracement, either find support where we are right now and perhaps still make that higher low for continuation to the upside. But this structure needs to remain bullish. And if we're going to take this low at $53,000, give or take, again, we do increase the probabilities of potentially even losing this $50,000 level and come and bounce here around about $42,000 to $44,000, where we could potentially find support for then an epic bounce to the upside, as per this chart that I've just shown you here. Okay, where we had that massive COVID dump, that black swan event here to the downside. Is something going to happen in the world that's going to give us this downwards momentum before we see the explosion back to the upside? Let's go and analyze Bitcoin on the smaller time frames. Looking at Bitcoin here on the 2-hour time frame, here is that impulse that needs to hold, where potentially this is the high over here, and you can see where we got a beautiful bounce is in alignment with the 0.382, and also a trend. When you connect this low with this low, you can see how beautifully we bounced on the trend. So we have diagonal support, we have horizontal support over here, and we also claimed some nice liquidity below these lows. So can this be a turning point for the price of Bitcoin? This kind of does look like a reversal, maybe perhaps a diamond reversal pattern over here, but I do have to warn that these diamond patterns have a very low probability of playing out. So this could definitely be a reversal here in the making, where we have touched a major fib level here for the first time. If we do not successfully break out from this momentum trend line that I'm keeping an eye on over here, there's definitely still a possibility to come and tap the 50% fib level, where we basically sweep up the rest of the liquidity and find consolidation here at the value area low in perfect alignment with the 0.5 fib retracement. When I take the scribble out just to show everyone over here, okay, if I go onto the 4-hour time frame and I just zoom out into this entire structure over here, and I take a fixed range from the start of this consolidation to the end where we are right now, you will see, okay, perfect alignment with the 50% fib level is that we have the value area low of this range over here. We have tapped the top to perfection, where we got acceptance back inside the range, We went to the top. Could this be that we are continuing here to the downside and we're going to find strength here by the 50% fib level for then a recovery here back to the upside? But definitely a possibility that we can reverse from where we are right now as well, as we have tapped a major fib level. Also, a little bit further down, legends, we have to acknowledge this is potentially the scary moment that could play out over here. From a range trading perspective, you really want price to stay inside of the range. But there's definitely a possibility that if we do lose the structure and we come and bounce here on the 0.618 and even as low as $56,562, this structure will still be bullish, where this is a valid fib retracement for another impulse back to the upside. But I can imagine from a market psychology perspective how this will scare the market is that you lose the range, which increases the probabilities for lower prices to come and even come and claim this low and go perhaps down to that $50,000, $44,000 level, only to find support within the fib retracement level that is still valid for a nice bounce here to the upside. So in essence, there is still a lot that needs to happen over here, still a lot of water that needs to flow under the bridge before we can go and just call for $44,000 Bitcoin. Okay, there's definitely still a possibility for a higher low in the zone over here where the structure is still bullish to the upside, right? I will only start looking at bearish scenarios when we start losing the value area low, and especially if we start dancing around and tapping the 0.88 at $55,126. Thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to join our Legends trading community, link down in the description, where we go into more detailed technical analysis to look for those possible trading opportunities to either the up or to the downside. Hit the like button if you enjoy the content, subscribe for future notifications, and until the next one, cheers for now.